Hi, I'm Veronica Sanders with Design with Veronica Sanders. I create bespoke retreats for everyday living by combining personalized design with sophistication and joy. So my design firm is based in the Dallas area, but I design all over. So whether you're in New York or if you're in Texas, if you call me up, I'll come and design for you. I kind of run the gamut a little bit with my background. So I am first generation college graduate, but I'm also a teen mom who had no clue what she wanted to do as a career. And then I was also a second career student. And so, I first found out about interior design when I was just really frustrated with my banking job. I was a bank teller. So imagine that. Boring, money work all day, listening to customers complain about, why there's an overdraft in their account, like I'm the one who did it, right? And I couldn't, it was just super frustrating trying to deal with those personalities about people's money. And I've learned today, don't mess with people's money. But on top of that, I would just kind of decompress by binge watching HGTV and then like reupholstering my furniture, rearranging my furniture, all of those things. And then my husband was just like, hey, you know what? Maybe that thing that you're watching, maybe that's a career, maybe that's a job. Because from the community that I grew up in, we don't know about interior design, or we didn't know. Like, we're learning more now, but in those days, we didn't know that was an actual profession. I was like, you know what, this is the thing. I found my passion. I found, that dream career that I've always been looking for. And like the light bulb just went on, and, I graduated in 2018. And I just was working with a couple of design firms, and then decided in 2020 to go out on my own. When I discovered I wanted to be an interior designer in 2008, after I took that break from having my son, and then I went back to school in 2012, that's when I learned about ASID. So I learned, about, the interior design organizations. There's tons of them out there, by the way, but that was the one that just kind of, they kind of got first dibs. They captured me first. And so I got super involved with them. Even on the campus, I was for our student chapter. I was also president-elect, a semester before that. Even when I transferred to the university, I was involved in leadership in interior design organizations from there. And so I just knew that, the networking and all those possibilities that I could receive would be super beneficial for me, but primarily the scholarships. That's actually what helped me pay for my senior year of college, was the scholarships primarily through ASID. And so I was like, you know what? I've gotten the most benefit from this organization, and I just, I've been volunteering with them ever since I was a student, since 2012, and it actually happenstance that I became president or president-elect, which I currently am this year, but my term starts October 1. But I didn't. I think I inquired about like what are the requirements to be a president, but I wasn't expecting that months later they would be like, hey, we've nominated you. I was really more so of like, what do I need so that way I can prepare myself in the future? But they were just like, yeah, no, you've got the qualifications now. And so we're going to bring you in. I'm the 44th president and the first African-American president to hold office, and also the first allied practitioner, because primarily the previous presidents have all been NCIDQ licensed, and I haven't passed my exams yet. I'm in the process. But so I'm the first who hasn't yet passed their exams to also hold this level of office as well. One of the biggest challenges that we face is our diversity. It's funny because when we say diversity, we automatically think, minority groups and LGBTQ+, which it obviously does entail, those important groups. So that's super important to me, especially as a Black designer myself. However, it also entails, those who are able-bodied, differently abled, I like to say. And then it also incorporates those who are seasoned in age, our elderly community, our 60+, those who are struggling with, technologies and, how to get around, how to see, all those different things. I actually would love to, sort of improve that portion of our membership. I would say over 90% of the members are seasoned in age. And so, we do have, a lot of designers who are, they're getting ready to retire, and they're, trying to plan for, their futures, and then we also have, the newer designers who are just trying to get their foot in the door. I am the neutral queen. That's what I like to call myself. I'm like your neutral unicorn. I provide you, that sort of that space of respite, and kind of take things back to the bare minimum and the basics. And then I add a little pizzazz, So I take all of the things, that are super important to you, whether it's some family heirlooms that you want passed down and you want highlighted in your space, or it's a bunch of, knickknacks that you've like kind of picked up along the way from your travels that, you really want to just like remind yourself of like, I've done in my life. This is who I am. This is, what I want to be, who I aspire to be. And so that's what I do. So I basically bring things back to the bare minimum, take it back to the basics. We start with the neutrals, and then we bring in color through decor, through, paints, through fabrics and all those things. So it's really it's more so about the clients and who they are and what they want to be. I basically create you in your space. Regarding my process, one thing that I do is, I start with, the in-home consultation after we've, kind of had a brief discovery call. The consultation takes about 2 hours, but that's because I really want to like take my time with those clients, walk through their space, like really visualize it, which is why I call it my vision session, because this is our opportunity to just kind of dream, we brainstorm, we dream up the space, and we really get excited about what's to come for this, for these homes. And then from there, we go back to the drawing board and we work our process of like, doing all the white glove deliveries. We do, the sourcing of the furniture, and really bringing in that personalized aspect, to our clients' homes. I learned really early on to build my digital footprint, sure that like, I'm putting my name in digital print. So whether it's, having my website posted somewhere from another, social media channel, or, and bouncing it back, and forth, or, being articles, things of that nature. I just learned really early on from a cohort that I was in through Damon John that SEO is the end all be all. If they can't find you, then you have no business, you have no work. And so because of that, I made sure throughout my career that I'm building my digital footprint. And so that's typically how they find me. They Google Black designer primarily, but if they're looking for a designer in the Dallas area, they're Googling me and they find me. And then obviously my website and my aesthetic attracts them, and then they call me because of that. Here's a funny story. When I was working as a production assistant for an awards show, I was super hungry. We were getting ready to go into a conference call, to prepare for this award show, and and all the makings behind how to pull this event off. And I had a piece of bacon that I took with me, and I was eating with it. This media mogul, who's like, obviously over this entire event. And it was really funny because he looked at me and then he was just like, okay, are you eating bacon? I was like, yes. He was like, you hungry? And I said, I am. I said, but you know what? I'm here to work, and so I'm just going to snack on the way. And then, it's all business once we get in that conference room. And he was just like, I love that. I love how you're just being yourself. I got a new nickname for you. Your nickname for me is now Bacon. That's your name. So, that's a funny story, but, I don't want to reveal this person's name, but yeah, I think that would be a funny, a new thing that people don't know about me is that I have a nickname. It's called Bacon.